Hello, ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to my City Skylines series, Fangchenggang region. Today we're in episode 9 and we're just kind of expanding our city in a very crucial area, and these are the suburbs. Why I'm saying it's a very crucial area, a lot of the kind of people in our town will be living in lower residential areas like this one, and so I thought it would be quite an important point to do, and this is also why I'm keeping in everything that I did there. And yes, so today in the whole video we're just kind of doing some basic road layouts and just placing the first buildings and talking a bit about public transport, but the most important thing that I wanted to say is with choosing the LUT, I had kind of the same decision as you guys, so this is perfect, and it's the version 4. I've already used it for cinematics. This video and the next two after this one would still have the old one, and the reason for this is that I've had to pre-record them about 2 weeks ago because I didn't got any time in between to make something in my city, so this was kind of pre-produced, so I'm sorry for this one, but this is sometimes kind of needed because for school I need to do sometimes quite a lot and sometimes I have to do nearly nothing, so I'm sorry for you guys, but this will keep happening in the next time. Not so often actually the next time, but it will keep happening in my videos. And yes, as already said, today we're doing the suburbs, and for these ones I thought about in Japanese style, and the reason for this is that I just like the kind of flair and look of them, so this is just something that I think is looking very nice. And it's also very hard for me to do because I never ever was anywhere in Asia or whatever it would be, China or Japan. I wasn't anywhere there, so I just have to use Google Pictures as a reference, but I think this should be working out in the end. I will be needing to switch off a lot of the things that I'm building in this episode, but it was just the main grid that I wanted to decide on, and I think for this one it was quite well. And yes, actually also I'm quite enjoying building suburbs because it is just something very easy for me, and it isn't that hard for me to kind of build them because I just kind of like this style because I can still build a lot of nature, and still have quite a high population due to the things that I'm doing there, so this is just something extremely cool. The housing and the buildings that we will be building in this episode are more of the rich people, so they have a garden and the houses aren't that crowded, so they're definitely in a more wealthier community there. They will be extremely cramped near the main roads and stuff like this, so there it won't be that cool to live there, but we will have the kind of very cool looking ones and the ones where you don't want to live at all. And right now you can just see me starting off with public transport, and this should be a very important point in our city because it's just a city needs public transport system to be working good and to be working like a city. And for this one I thought about, yeah, we will make a lot of public transport. So right now after this episode we will have a small train station. We will be having a metro soon, we will be having a monorail, we will have a lot of trains, and we will have a lot of buses, so nearly all the kind of things that we can use at the moment I will be using. And I'm also kind of thinking about something kind of a ferry harbor or something like this, so there is definitely more coming soon for public transport, but for now I'm kind of happy that I'm starting at episode 10 in my series to start with public transport, because normally it is something that I'm doing somewhere close to episode 20 to 30, so I'm very happy that I'm doing it right now, and we can also see the first people that are using it soon. This is also the train line that will be going on the island, and later on will be crossing onto the mainland. But for now it will be sticking to the island that we're building on right now, and my thoughts on this one were that this would be the closest public transport that you could choose. So this would be for the people that are just traveling for their work into the downtown but are living kind of in the suburbs. So I would say it would be kind of a travel from something kind of on the scale from from maybe 10 minutes to 40 minutes. So kind of the people that can say, okay, I will take the kind of route to me and the kind of duration of the travel for me, and this is okay for me. So these are the people that need to have kind of an hotel room or something like this near the working office to work there. And I also kind of want to feature something like this, so this will also be definitely being on point later on. There you could have seen a little kind of skip there. I was just doing there some testing, and this is now the final result that I've chosen on, and it is kind of that it's smoothly going into a curve, and it is a very, very sharp curve, and it's very unrealistic, so this one will be switched definitely. But I was just there kind of getting in the idea of how I want it to look like, and there it will also maybe be going on a small beach or something like this, so we will be building something very cool there, I think. And for accessing this train station, I thought it would be very cool to have a pathway going over the whole train station and then just kind of merging onto the platform, and it worked out very well, and I'm very happy with the look that it gave the whole thing. And yes, this is just basically the main thing that I did on the train station in this episode. We are placing in some trees, but it's definitely not finished detailing. It is kind of just the first test that I did, so please keep this in mind, and you will kind of be seeing me going crazy with detailing later on, so there will be a lot more in there. I think this will be the next episode, or maybe also then episode after the next one, so it maybe also be just in episode 11 when I won't get it in there due to the speed. But right now with the speed I'm pretty happy with, so I think I will keep it like this for the next time and just kind of work around it and work with it. And yes, this is just kind of what I did there, and yes, this is extremely steep. I will switch this off, but I just wanted also to test if this whole thing is working, and this is an possible kind of access to this whole area, but it's way too steep, so this one will be switched later on. And yes, just something that I wanted to say about this whole thing there is that I like the LUT, so the new one, not this one. I like the LUT and the color correction a lot. I just love it because it's more lush like this one. This one was way too cold in my opinion, but here I think the next one is looking very cool and very fancy. And yes, it is also kind of important for me just to kind of get it realistic in there. And this is also the hard struggle for me because I'm not that good with building something kind of like this, but it works out in the end, so I'm very happy with kind of the things that I finished this episode. And yes, I will right now leave you alone for some minutes and I will rejoin you later on. But for now I just wanted to say thank you for watching, and if you watched this video until this point, I would appreciate if you would consider liking this video and subscribing to me, because I'm always kind of trying to get at least one upload per week, and I'm also trying to get the quality better with every time, so this is just something that I'm aiming for, and I would really appreciate if you would subscribe to me and like this video. So yes, thank you for watching and see you in a bit. So right now we're just starting off by placing the first buildings in and getting the first detailing in, and this is just something pretty easy for me. I'm just having about, I think, 10 different buildings that I will be using all over the place, and this is basically it. I'm just moving them together, and for the detailing I also went very easy. I'm just kind of using the, what are they called? I'm just using the grass and the smaller bushes and the backpacks like this one and moved them into the gardens, and therefore I got the idea that I just would make a lot of grass in there and maybe just some trees around them, and this is working out very well, and this is a very well established area, so there would be a lot of rich people living there. This definitely is one of the richer areas of the city. And with this said, also it will be extremely cramped next to the bigger streets. So with extremely cramped, actually I mean that there will be buildings inside of buildings and on top of buildings, so it will be extremely cramped like often in Japanese cities. So this is something that I will be doing and that I will be doing quite excessively in this series. And yes, this is just a small side street that I'm doing there, and the thoughts on this one are that there will be some smaller side streets where there will be something like some garbage areas or maybe some parking lots, just to get in some kind of split for the areas. There with the heights it was kind of different, kind of not different, kind of hard for me sometimes, because the streets have different heights, so I had to kind of work around this with some tricks, but in the end I think it worked out very well, and I will definitely keep doing this kind of style of doing this. And yes, we're at the end of my voiceover, and I just wanted to say thank you for watching the video, and if you've enjoyed it, as once again, please consider subscribing to me and liking this video. It helps me a lot and encourages me to do more stuff. So if you did, yes, thank you, and if you are still unsure, you can check out other videos on my channel. I'm doing quite a lot of stuff, so definitely go check them out, and thank you. So hopefully see another video of mine, and have a great day. Bye! you.